All right, good morning, everybody. We have a very full program, and I know you have busy schedules, as do our dignitaries, so I would like to see if we can begin here. Good morning. My name is Jeff Patterson, and I'd like to welcome you to the 6th Annual Disability Employment Awards celebration here in St. Petersburg. I'll be your MC this morning. I am a reporter with News Channel 8, and it is my honor to be here as your MC. Your host for today's event is the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, or as they like to call themselves, VR. For those of you not familiar with vocational rehabilitation, they are the state agency that helps people with disabilities go to work. They work with people who have physical disabilities, mental health disorders, developmental disabilities, and sensory impairments. All services provided by VR are designed to help a person either get or keep a job. I'd like to introduce John Howell, Area 4 Director of Vocational Rehabilitation, so he can share some information about the local VR offices. John.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you all for being here this morning. My area goes from Hernando County down to Sarasota County. So that includes Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Manatee, and Sarasota. For Area 4, we have 156 dedicated employees in 16 offices. Last state fiscal year, we helped 1,032 people with significant disabilities to go to work. Statewide, vocational rehabilitation helped 5,194 people to find a job. Right now, just in Area 4, we're serving more than 6,200 people with significant disabilities and helping them to find an environment where they're going to be successful on the job. So as an area director for vocational rehabilitation, I work with the 4 different career source boards in the greater Tampa Bay area. That's Career Source Tampa Bay, Career Source Pinellas, Career Source Pasco Hernando, and Career Source Suncoast. So VR partners with our local workforce boards to help local employers find ideal candidates to help their businesses thrive. We're happy to have you all here with us today to honor these employers. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it back over to Jeff, so thank you.
Thank you, John, and we are here today to honor outstanding employers who go the extra mile in hiring people with disabilities and educating other employers about the many positive benefits of doing so. We'd also want to acknowledge past winners of our Outstanding Employer Award who are here with us today. I would just like to say a quick thing for the MC. I'm going to do my best to pronounce names today. Please forgive me if I don't. We also want to acknowledge our past winners. I understand Michelle Heinz-Preng is here with TSC Industries. Michael Biondo and Shannon Simon from Bay Pines VA Healthcare. Shannon Sloan and Alan Kale from Great Explorations Children's Museum, one of our first honorees here today. Also Josh McMinn, Drake Josh, and Neil Hirsch with Bonefish Grill, and Constance Daniels, Director of Court and Operation Services, and Vanessa Pickney from the Supervisor of the Clerk of Circuit Courts of Pinellas County are also here. Thank you. Tim Mercurio and Tony from College Hunks Hauling Junk. Courtney Lee from Manguson Hotel. Lester Benton, Missy Stephanos, Travis Stephanos, Regatta Marcus, and Eric Sabo from McDonald's. We also have Robert Sourwine from the Postcard Inn. Kathy Swan from Sodexo. Roy Allen from TJ Maxx. Marcy Hamrick and, Bozea LaPointe are here from Publix. Lee Harting from Three Daughters Brewing here in St. Pete. And I hope I haven't missed any past honorees, but if you were here with us this morning, anybody else representing our outstanding businesses, please stand up. We got everybody. Wow. Okay. Thank you all very much for being here. We are glad to have you back with us today, still leading the way in diversifying your workplace by hiring people with disabilities. I want to thank the Hilton of St. Petersburg Bayfront for allowing us to hold our event in this wonderful hotel and providing the coffee and refreshments this morning. Very important. We'd also like to thank the General Manager, Brian Drew, Food and Beverage Director, Michael Mano. Thank you very much. And Catering Services Manager, Eric Dennis. We also have Teresa Furman, who is an employee of the hotel, and Chef Michael and Christina McKay. The hotel has sponsored this heartwarming event for the last 4 years, and we are grateful for their support. I also want to acknowledge Sue Harmont, and the President and CEO of Able Trust is here with us this morning. Would you like to come forward and say a few words?
So just a few words. We're thrilled to once again be here in Pinellas County. You guys and ladies do such a good job of celebrating Disability Employment Awareness Month. And I guess we call it here DEAC, Disability Employment Awareness Celebration. It's always great to see the businesses that are involved. It seems this part of the state does a super job. This is greetings. Just all I'm going to do is say greetings from the Able Trust, from our board, from our staff, from our ambassadors, from our volunteers, and our newly formed Alumni Association. Those of you that have people working in your businesses that are people with disabilities that have gone through some of our programs, please have them contact us and join the Alumni Association. It's how we're keeping people connected. A little bit of history about Disability Employment Awareness Month. It started many years ago as a national event, Disability Mentoring Day. So basically in the beginnings, businesses were only obligated to interact with people with disabilities with talent one day a year. It was kind of like, okay, we did it, we'll check it off, it's done. That grew to a week in October, it grew to a month in October, and actually right now we're calling Disability Employment Awareness a season. So all of you businesses in the audiences, those of you that are going to be honored today, and those that are what do we call you?
Me?
Jeff.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was called. Master of Ceremonies. All of those that he mentioned earlier, thank you for what you're doing to make disability employment awareness a really big thing here in Pinellas County. You know, we did a launch last week in Tampa, a statewide launch, and we had several speakers there, one of whom was Senator Latvala, who actually came and said that hiring people with disabilities, this is a quote from the senator, hiring people with disabilities is an investment in the economic future of Florida, and we know that. We are short of workers. The workforce shortage is going to get worse, and those of your businesses that are actually thinking of hiring people with disabilities, and there are many talented people out there that are with disabilities that are looking for jobs, you're going to be ahead of the curve because you're going to get the cream of the crop. So thank you from the Able Trust to all of the businesses that are doing that are going to do more of that, and those of you that believe that having a diverse and inclusive workforce is very, very important to the growth of this state. So enjoy your morning. Glad to be here with you.
I'm just standing in the background. That's okay. We have a number of dignitaries here today, and we're going to hear from them, but let me just recognize these wonderful folks to my right. St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman is here with us. St. Petersburg City Commissioner Lisa Wheeler-Bowman is here. Pinellas County Commissioner Charlie Justice. Congressman David Jolly. Representative Larry Ahern. Representative Dale Roussan. Shara Anderson, Regional Director for Senator Bill Nelson. Sarah Goldman, District Aide to Representative Kathleen Peters. Kate Robinson and Eric Flores, Representative Aides to Representative Janet Cruz's office. Melissa Hertzfield, Legislative Assistant to State Senator Jeff Brandis. John Probanek and Vincent Costino from the Florida Rehabilitation Council are also joining us this morning. And if there's any dignitaries that I have missed, please forgive me and just stand up and wave at us. Boy, they've got a great list going this morning. Here to present a proclamation recognizing today as Disability Employment Awareness Day on behalf of the city is St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman. Rick Kreisman has been the mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida since January of 2014. As mayor, I've got a little to read, forgive me. As mayor, he leads an organization of nearly 3,000 employees and governs more than 250,000 residents. Prior to becoming mayor, he served in the Florida House of Representatives. He's also Representative District 1 on the St. Petersburg City Council and served as council chairman. Please give Mayor Rick Kreisman a very warm welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Jeff. Yep. Kidding. Good morning, everyone. I will keep my remarks brief before this presentation of the proclamation as I'm fighting a nasty cold, so I apologize. But I do want to thank all of the employers who are giving people with disabilities an opportunity. In St. Petersburg, we have a vision, and it is our vision statement of becoming a city of opportunity where the sun shines on all who live, work, and play. And all includes people with disabilities. So thank you for helping our city reach its vision. Whereas Florida's vocational rehabilitation program within the Department of Education assists people with disabilities so they may become employed. And whereas during the history of this program, vocational rehabilitation has had an overwhelming impact on the lives of thousands of citizens in Florida with disabilities by offering services including job placement, job training, support services, and job coaching. And whereas vocational rehabilitation helped 196 City of St. Petersburg and 264 Pinellas County residents and 5,194 Floridians with significant disabilities achieve their employment goals last year. And whereas Pinellas County employers provide on-the-job training to vocational rehabilitation customers, preparing them for employment opportunities. And whereas vocational rehabilitation has substantially contributed to the tax revenues of the City of St. Petersburg, Pinellas County, and the state of Florida by helping individuals with disabilities go to work, thus enabling many to leave public assistance and become tax-paying citizens. And whereas the City of St. Petersburg joins the rest of the nation in recognizing the contribution of the 3.5 million Floridians with disabilities by celebrating October 21st, 2016 as National Disability Employment Awareness Day. Now, therefore, I, Rick Kreisman, Mayor of the City of St. Petersburg, do hereby proclaim October 21st, 2016 as Disability Employment Awareness Day in St. Petersburg and commend the programs for their dedication and outstanding assistance towards improving the quality of life for the citizens of Florida with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. It really is an honor for VR to have you here, to have all of our dignitaries here, to give up time from your busy schedules. We certainly do appreciate it. We're also pleased to have Pinellas County Commissioner Charlie Justice with us here today. Charlie Justice was elected to Pinellas County Commission in 2012 and serves District 3. He has a history of public service, having been member of both the Florida State Senate and the Florida House of Representatives from 2000 to 2010. Let's give a warm welcome to County Commissioner Charlie Justice.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. There we go. I'm excited to be with you this morning, and I apologize at the beginning because after my remarks I have to go. We are, in case you hadn't heard, we're about 18 days away from an election. And as someone who is on the ballot, we have a very packed schedule in these last 18 days, but please don't take it as a sign of not wanting to be here. Trust me, I'd rather be celebrating with you this morning than where the rest of my day takes me. So thank you very much for being here this morning. Thank you for allowing us to come spend a few minutes. I wanted to thank John for his remarks when he was talking about what he called VR. I can tell you, I grew up in a house, my father was a clinical psychologist, and probably 90% of his work was testing out in the community for different organizations, at that time HRS, or what was referred to in our house as Voc Rehab back in the day. I see a lot of heads nodding, those that have been around. So that was an important issue as far as that part of our community. My wife, Kathleen, taught special education at Madeira Beach Middle for many years, and before that she actually worked for PARC on Tyrone Boulevard. And so the value of the workforce, the value of having an inclusive workforce, the diverse workforce, is incredibly important to our family. So I want to salute those that are being recognized today. I want to salute our past recipients and thank our exhibitors and everyone that's participating today. When I think about this issue, though, I go straight to a family friend that we have named Jeffrey. And Jeffrey has some challenges, and the impact of being trained and have an opportunity to work and be employed and be successful to earn that paycheck, the impact that it has on Jeffrey is just remarkable. It's unspeakable. But also, I think the impact that it says about our community, that we're going to take that step, that we're going to include everybody, that we're going to work with everybody, that, as the mayor says, the sun shines on everyone. Those doors will be open for everyone. But I think the part that sometimes gets missed, and your employers will tell you it, because I was talking with the folks at CAWA this morning, and above everything, that's what they said. They were so proud to be part of it, was not only the impact on our community is saying what kind of community we want to be, not only the impact on the individual who's getting that training, getting that job, but the impact on the coworkers and the colleagues at the place of employment is probably bigger than anything else. The enthusiasm, the dedication, the commitment to work is spread and shared, and it has that just radiating impact throughout the community. So again, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here this morning. Congratulations, and let's celebrate a great day and a great, as I heard, a great season now. So thanks very much for everything you do.
There's some kind of an election going on. I hadn't heard. Our next dignitary is Lisa Wheeler-Bowman, was elected to the St. Petersburg City Council in November of 2015 and represents District 7. Her committee assignments include Career Source Pinellas, the Youth Services Committee, and Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority. In 2014, she was recognized as a Woman of Distinction. Please help me welcome Commissioner Lisa Wheeler-Bowman.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. And first, I want to say, on our city council, I'm the one that really don't talk very much, so I can assure you that my statement will be very brief, okay? But I am truly honored to be here this morning and to be a part of this first DEAC celebration. I would like to thank Vocation Rehab and the outstanding employers that hire people with disabilities. And like our great mayor said, St. Pete is a city where everyone can live, work, and play, and thank you for continuing to make that a reality. Thank you.
And next, we are thrilled to have with us today Congressman David Jolly. Congressman Jolly represents Florida's 13th congressional district, which covers most of Pinellas County. He was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in March of 2014 and was re-elected in November of 2014. Jolly serves on the House Appropriations Committee and sits on the 3 appropriations subcommittees: the Subcommittee of Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, the Subcommittee of Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development, and the Subcommittee of Commerce, Justice, and Science. An attorney by profession, Jolly's career included the practice of law, creating and operating several small businesses, and working in a professional staff role with the United States Congress. Please help me welcome Congressman David Jolly.
Appreciate it. Hey, thank you all. Is this a great day or what? Yeah? It is a privilege to be with other elected officials here, but more importantly, to be with the employers that are being recognized today, to be with the folks from VR and their very important mission. I will share with you, Charlie alluded to a little bit of the good news this morning. We have good news this morning. 18 days and all this is over. We'll discover we like each other again. The holidays will be upon us. We'll be one community, one country. The other thing I'll share with you in a very nonpartisan way, or bipartisan, every Democrat and Republican candidate would share this with you today. Please vote before you see the next commercials. Listen, I want to tell just a little personal anecdote about what this means to me and the employers that are being recognized, why I share a heart of gratitude with so many that are here today to join to recognize you. It's personal for me. I have an older sister, who was diagnosed with a degenerative eye disease in her very early teens. And over the course of her teens, she lost her sight and was fully blind by the time she reached college age. And so as a family of 5, we had to adjust to what that meant for brothers, for parents, for cousins, for aunts and uncles. But her journey has been a remarkable one of independence, and it is one that led her to college, where she graduated, she got married, she has a family, and along the way she started a career. And she is now an award-winning author. She's a motivational speaker. She is a religious speaker. She travels every weekend independently to host women of faith conferences. But here's the personal anecdote. About 5 years ago, I was spending Thanksgiving with her family in Missouri. And she and I had both awakened early one morning. The sun was coming up and we were having coffee at the breakfast table. And she was telling me all about her current business affairs. Telling me about the 12 to 15 people she had employed and their walks of life. Telling me about her next travels. And in a moment, I realized my sister, who happens to be blind, is a successful small business owner, an employer of people. And it is a remarkable testament of someone who was struck with challenges in life and demonstrated not just the ability to overcome them, but the ability to thrive, the ability to achieve independence, and yes, today, the ability to, though I still see it as a ministry, to be a woman-owned small business and a woman who happens to be blind. It's a remarkable story. And so for those of you that we honor today, the employers that we recognize today, I want to thank you for your contribution to the inspiration of a community of remarkable people who bring remarkable abilities, remarkable talents. You are contributing to their own inspiration, to the fact that an employer is investing in their own livelihood, investing in their own careers. But you're contributing to the inspiration of all of us here this morning who have the remarkable opportunity to watch someone overcome the challenges that life might put before them and achieve great things based on their own talents, their own abilities, and their own determination. So thank you for what you're doing this morning. I join with so many in recognizing the great work of the employers we're recognizing this morning. Thank you. God bless you.
What a great personal story. So you're telling me, Congressman, in just a few days my Facebook feed is going to go back to pictures of puppies and kittens and food. Thank goodness. Also with us today is Representative Dare Roussan. Representative Roussan is an attorney who was elected to the Florida House in 2008. He represents District 70, and his committee memberships include Appropriations Committee and serving as the Democratic ranking member of the Justice Appropriations Subcommittee. He previously served as the prosecutor for Pinellas and received the Legislative Leadership Award for the Florida Partners in Crisis in 2012. Please welcome Representative Dare Roussan.
Good morning, and it really is a pleasure to be here, and I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't recognize my church member and my church sister, Catherine Reed Clark with New Directions. Catherine, thank you for what you do for the community and for our church. I'm very glad to be here today, and to get the formalities out of the way, I did win a bruising primary August 30th for the state Senate, and I do have an opponent November 8th, and we would consider it a loss if we don't get 75% of the vote. He shows up at the debates, but he won't bring his parrot. And we want to talk to the parrot before this election is over. I'm very proud of some of the work that we've been able to do in the Florida House. I was proud to co-sponsor President Gardner's bill, the Florida Unique Abilities Partnership Program, House Bill 7003. I was very proud to help Louise Graham Regeneration Center expand their document shredding so that more disabled people could work in that capacity with Louise Graham Regeneration Center. And I'm very proud of the funding that I was able to bring back for PARC, which works with school-age disabled youth, helping them to transition from school to the workplace. All of these programs are designed to be inclusive and to get those who otherwise might not be employable. And I'm very proud of that work. But on a more personal level, my wife and I are raising 5 sons. And our 5th son, Aaron, was born with some unique abilities. And he's under an IEP at public schools and struggles because of some cognitive deficits. But Aaron is the most precious of our 5 boys. Not only does he play the piano and read sheet music, and if you didn't know, you wouldn't know, but it gives us a unique perspective on children with disabilities. And we have the same concerns that parents have about the independence of their children as they grow older in society. The work that you're doing is hugely important, hugely critical. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here to address you and honor you in the work that you do. Thank you.
Congress designated each October as National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and activities have taken place throughout the country to increase the public's awareness of the contributions and skills of American workers with disabilities. Various programs carried out during the month also highlight the specific employment barriers that still need to be addressed and removed. The progress we have made here in Florida is a direct result of your support and the great work that you do. There are more than 3 million Floridians, roughly 1/5 of our state's population, living daily with some form of physical or mental disability, and many of them want to go to work. For every dollar invested in rehabilitating a VR customer, $8.38 is returned to the economy. Making funds available to persons with disabilities helps not only them, but local and state economies as well as your businesses. But the real heroes are the employers who give people with disabilities a chance to become productive members of society. Would all employers who have hired someone with a disability please stand? That is awesome. We sincerely thank you all. There are also state and local leaders who recognize the contributions people with disabilities make by looking at their abilities, not their disabilities. Employers now have 2 additional tools to help them in their search for potential employees: the Abilities Work web portal and the help desk. The Abilities Work help desk can help employers find a job candidate who has the skills needed to do the job and answer questions about hiring people with disabilities. Last year, the help desk was contacted approximately 200 times on behalf of more than 50 different businesses. It has also seen successes with 52 contacts from employers for positions available and 2 placements. Since the Abilities Work help desk began operations in 2014, it has been contacted more than 300 times on behalf of 100 different businesses, and it has also seen successes with about 80 contacts from employers for positions available and 12 placements. The help desk and web portal are still fairly new, so we need to continue to get your help to get the word out about them. Any employers who can call the help desk today at 844-245-3405 and visit the web portal of the Department of Economic Opportunity's Employee Marketplace website to look for your next hire. We have some information available here this morning about the help desk on the VR table. Turning in another direction, our keynote speaker today, Mike Brewster, VP of Operations for Monin, and VR customer Jacob Solar, outstanding employee at Monin. They will share with us their stories, and please help us welcome Mike and Jacob.
Take your minutes, is that all right? Nice to see you again. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Not sure where to start. I didn't realize I was keynote speaker. Mona, who said I was only going to speak a few minutes, I think she did that on purpose because she knows I can be a little long-winded. So I told Lisa when I shook her hand that I was going to take her minutes. So, thank you very much, everybody, for the great work that you do. It's an honor to be here with all of you. It's an honor to be here with all of you, too, sitting here in the front. When Mona asked me to speak a few minutes, I thought I needed a theme. So my theme for my few minutes here is, it takes time, but it's well worth it. The timeline for me started in October of 2014 when I attended my first DEAC event. I had met Mona prior, either at a Bay Area Manufacturers Association, an Upper Tampa Bay Manufacturers Association, or a Florida trade meeting. I couldn't remember which exactly the meeting was, but she told me about all the work that all of you do, and she invited me to the event. So I came out here and sat off to the side and listened to the presentations and left energized. I was introduced at the time to Steve and Christy Brown 2 years ago, and not knowing at the time what the timeline, how it would unfold, and I was touched by all of the presentations. One in particular was extremely touching. It was Michelle Heinz-Preng was up here receiving an award, and it was filled with tremendous emotion. I know what it meant for her to employ, and I understood the value of what it was, and that was followed by this young man basically just turning the room upside down with his presentation.
Here's how I'm going to repeat the feat.
You will in just a couple minutes. I know you're anxious. But I told you, I'm long-winded and steal time. But not from you, I promise you, buddy. I actually crossed paths again with Mona in March of 2015 at a luncheon, and we sat and brainstormed ideas. And again, going with the theme is it takes time. In my head, I was processing how we would utilize people with special abilities. In October of 2015, we came out again. There was more ideas and inspiration. And in between March and October, it's a really important part. That 6 months was really important because Steve Brown and Christy Brown came out to Monin, and they learned about what we do. We model things like this, syrups and purees, but they also learned about how we do it, and probably most importantly, they understood the culture that Monin has and what we're trying to do every day to build upon a long-standing family-like culture. Sometimes between November 2015 and January 2016, a light bulb went off. It actually wasn't a light bulb. It was one of our practices in the plant was we have to put pumps in boxes of syrup. Our normal way of doing it was find it on the schedule the next day, say, oh no, we need pumps in the boxes, and we would scramble somehow to put those pumps together in time to run production the next day. The light bulb was that we had a resume in hand, we knew the skills really well of Andrew White, who's sitting back there, and we knew it was a perfect job for him. His strengths were exactly what we needed in that position. We didn't want people to leave the floor to put pumps together. We didn't want to shut down production to do that. We knew that it was right in Andrew's wheelhouse for what we needed. So we made a proposal to the CEO, and he basically approved it on the spot, and he said, it's about time we've had that idea, because it really was in line with Bill Lombardo's and Olivier Monin's idea for what they wanted the Monin culture to be. So they approved the position for Andrew, and Andrew joined us in February of 2016. Some key things to note, I heard mention of the impact on the economy. He started at our starting wage of any other employee. It's $12 an hour. Sorry, but I can't. I was told I might not want to mention numbers, but I think it's important to say that, you know, that he was paid full. He participates in our 401k program. He works second shift for us, which is he works 2 to 6, but our second shift starts at 2:30, so he also receives another $1 an hour shift premium. So it's really, I'm sure, I hope good for you, Andrew, and you're worth every single penny. It fits the Monin culture really well, and some of the things that we found is he does it more efficiently than anybody else did it before. Largely due because he is focused on it. In second part of that is our employees that were doing it before, it was because a line was down, or it was because we had to do it and it wasn't done in the right way. So we're very fortunate that it's done so efficiently. And another key benefit out of it was that our inventory of pumps that we put in product has never been more accurate. We actually set up the workflow as lean manufacturing lines do, starting inventory, a nice job aid, and finished goods inventory, so our pump inventory is very accurate. Just to give you an example of the job that he has to do, this pump comes bulk packed. It actually has to be taken apart and rebagged, all following good manufacturing practices. This one's a more important one. It actually has to be taken apart. We actually have spacers inside that determine how much the dosage of the syrup is, so he actually takes it apart and reassembles it, and does it extremely efficiently. So Continuing on the timeline, this young man behind me started on May 16th of 2016. Since that's my birthday, I'm going to consider Jacob my birthday present. You didn't know that, did you? And Jacob works 3 days a week for us, first shift. Same thing applies. His jobs are a little bit different. These bottles go by him at about 120 to 130 bottles a minute, and he does quality assurance inspections. He looks for all labels in place, label placement's right, the code date's there, it's correct. He checks the cap tightness for torque, but he actually does online quality inspections. We found his other skills in our time we've spent with him. He actually makes boxes, hand packs boxes, makes labels, palletizes product when we run these little bottles, the 50 ml bottles. He also, because of the pumps that Andrew's made, have to go in boxes. He'll work out on the line as the conveyors are running, again at that speed, placing pumps. And we've taken on a new product line this year, and it's brand new for us. We don't have equipment that we can use to pack it, so we actually have to hand pack it. So he works right alongside our temporary employees, our regular employees, to pack boxes, assemble pumps, and without Jacob's help on that project, we wouldn't have a new product on the market that's launched and doing well. So both of them are doing extremely good job. I did attend the Able Trust event last week, and I want to just say that all of you that do this work, you're absolutely amazing. And that brings us to today. And the thing I want to leave all of you before Jacob has the floor is I think there's some keys to success that if there's anybody new in the room like I was 2 years ago, you'll kind of think about. They are finding fit between the employee, the job, and the company. Okay? It takes time to understand what the company does. It takes time to understand their strengths and abilities that Jacob and Andrew can bring to your organization. You got to realize that there are a number of benefits just beyond getting the task completed. One of the speakers earlier mentioned that, and we feel the very same way. They've had impact. They get the task done, but they've had a positive influence on the rest of our workforce. Our workforce sees that they're committed, they're dedicated, they're reliable, they do the job, and it's had a positive impact. We also had a few employees that have taken special interest in the guys. I want to make mention of them before I turn it over. Kathy Norton, who's here with us today. Kathy is Kathy's been with us for 8 years, working in production, actually working in the warehouse in production, and I'm going to probably embarrass her, maybe even Jacob a little bit. I had the good fortune of Kathy riding over with me this morning, and she shared a little story about it, that sometimes Kathy feels, she probably, because of her nature, she acts as Jacob's mom at work. So she said that Jacob probably feels occasionally that, you know, I have a mom at home, could you just get off me? But anyway, the thing about Kathy is she has his safety in mind at all times. She's the best gauge we have in the building about his abilities. So we're very fortunate that not only do we have Jacob doing the work, but we have employees like Kathy that are getting, you know, making it the most beneficial that it can be for the organization. Some other key pieces had to fall in place. I was inspired, but it's easy if you go back to your employer and you say, well, I have this idea, but you need other people to make that happen. And we have a couple plant operations managers, Amy Botham, who's also with me today, and Brian Longshore, that they feel, thank you, Amy, they feel the same way. So they are fully engaged in making sure that it's successful for them, it's successful for the employer, etc. And my last thing would be, it must come from the heart and natural. if it comes from the heart and natural, it will be successful.
Okay.
We'll get those out of your way.
Okay. What flavors? Hello again. Hi. Hi. My name is Jacob Solar. After graduating from St. Petersburg College in 2014, I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. I'm autistic, you see, and walking into a business and filling out an application for employment seemed pretty overwhelming. Even if I got a job, what would they make of my tics? Would I be able to fit in quickly enough, or would I get fired? The fear of taking that first step could have stopped me, if not for some of the amazing people sitting in this room today. Vocational rehabilitation is filled with individuals who believed in me before I believed in myself. They started working with me as I was finishing high school, and I have never felt like I've had to face the future alone. Through VR, I found Placement Works. The dedicated team there found me not one, but 2 amazing opportunities, and I can't thank them enough. It really helps knowing Steve is always there if I don't know what to do or who to ask. Where are you, Steve? I need to look at you for this. Thank you, Steve. I know I can be a pain. Read the stage. Read the stage directions out loud. TSE Industries gave me a shot and another while I learned how to behave in the workplace. A special thanks to Michelle. It was great to see you again this morning. And that brings us to Monin, the leading global producer of gourmet flavorings. My dad insists.
I'm going to have you say that again in other places.
I'll say it again. The leading global producer of gourmet flavorings. When I put on my Monin uniform each day, I feel a tremendous sense of pride. The people at Monin made me feel welcome from my first day. I love my job. It is fast-paced, and it keeps me on my toes. I love that the people that I work with are all very kind, especially Amy and Kathy. Sorry I didn't recognize you without the hairnets. I have been assigned to a variety of jobs since I began, as mentioned. I think my favorite so far is quality control. I love to have a hand in making sure that everything looks perfect before the bottles are shipped out around the world. And I love checking when I go out to dinner that the establishment has that perfect row or rows of Monin flavorings. My family is obsessed with this. It's like, where won't... Thank you to everyone here who is committed to helping people like me. Having a job is great, but you have given me so much more. I love going to work. I love to tell people what I do. Your patience and commitment has given me the opportunity to feel accomplished and optimistic about my future. Thank you.
And Jacob, before you sit down, John Howell, our Region 4 Director, our Area 4 Director, is going to present you a special plaque. Thank you for being here. So from now on, when we get pumpkin spice or I flavor my coffee, I'm going to be thinking about Jacob. We are also here pleased to have Representative Larry Ahern join us again at our event this year. Representative Ahern is a member of the Florida House of Representatives representing District 66 and a true friend of VR and people with disabilities. During the last legislative session, he co-sponsored the Employment First Act and Gardner Scholarship Program. His committee membership include the Vice Chairman of the Business and Professions Subcommittee and serving on the Education and Appropriations Subcommittee. Thank you, Representative Ahern.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Sorry that I'm a little bit late this morning, but as my wife and I left the house, we were talking about, this event and, how it's always so inspirational. And then sitting through Jacob's talk and the laughter and joy that comes out of seeing someone being productive at work and giving purpose to their life, and I think that's what makes it all so special. The employers, the VR folks that do such a great job in seeking them out and matching them up, and again that great purpose in life. It's not just about the work. It's about some of that joy that comes with it, and that these very special people give us so much of that. Straight from the heart, I think, was the quote, and that truly is what makes the difference, I think, in our community, in our society, that makes it a better place to live, and that's what you do. And that's what I'm just here to help support it in all that we can do at the state level to continue to make sure as we go forward that there are jobs available and training available so that we can all enjoy so much of what they bring to your place of employment. So thank you all very much for having us here today.
All right, now our first award. VR is recognizing an employer who has made a big difference to someone who has a disability. AMC Theaters. AMC Theaters has a reputation in the community and nationwide of being a disability-friendly employer. They share our passion with offering employment opportunities to individuals with disabilities to help increase their independence and foster inclusion. Cynthia Fisher has personally gone above and beyond her typical job duties. She's always available to the counselors and job coaches. She modifies schedules to accommodate our public transportation system, and she cross-trains employees so they can work extra hours and become self-sufficient. Representing AMC Theaters are General Manager Cynthia Fisher, Manager Nadia Jones, and VR customers Misty Davis and Lawrence Cotton. Please come receive your award. And it says, Jeff, make sure Cynthia speaks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. And good morning, everybody. How are you guys all doing today? Doing good. I'm truly honored to be accepting this award on behalf of AMC. AMC is definitely committed to their guiding principles of leadership, diversity, and innovation, and we feel it's a critical part of our culture. Through programs such as sensory-friendly films and our targeted recruitment program Focus, it allows AMC to continue to be at the forefront of celebrating diversity and inclusion in its theaters for both associates and our guests as well. It's been an absolute pleasure, I can say, working with the Diversity Initiative and the Vocational Rehabilitation Program. And with me today, I have my manager, Nadia, and also 2 associates who've successfully come through the program. And I can say, without a doubt, that they're the real success stories of the program, and they're the real success stories today. And I'm truly privileged to provide them with career opportunities and work alongside them each and every day. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Jeff.
John Howell has your award. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, we're going to do group shot. Come on, everyone.
I'm not going to stand behind you.
All right, thank you. Our next honoree is Crown Automotive Group. This employer decided to take a chance on a young man who had attended Pinellas Technical College for auto body repair and had never had a full-time job before. To accommodate his disabilities, managers gave Douglas an ongoing training refreshers and divided his duties into smaller procedures so he could remember them easier. After doing so well, Douglas, Steve Brown with Placement Works, asked if they would be willing to give another young man a try. This young man is deaf. They were hesitant at first, but after some brainstorming, they tried to figure out the best way to accommodate and communicate with Lewis. He has shown them that he is a real go-getter and is a new employee. We have a wonderful contingent from Crown Automotive Group with us today. Let's see if I can get through all of their names. Please help me welcome President and COO Jim Myers, Crown Eurocar Sales Manager Wes Harris, HR Manager Cheryl Shearer, HR Development Coordinator Victor Muzica, Digital Marketing Coordinator Christy Wilson, Advertising Coordinator Amy Spiegel, Crown Buick GMC Vice President of Information Systems Mike Cooley, Collision Auto Center Office Manager Pauline Valadiso. Pauline, I'm sorry. Okay. Valdicio. BDC Director Hannah Nebrikowski. Thank you, Jim. And VR customers Douglas Green, Lewis Murray, and Amy Diamo. Thank you all for being here.
Jeff, you should get some hazardous duty pay for having to pronounce all those names, the tough ones there. Jacob, you are a tough act to follow. That was wonderful hearing your story, and you brought joy to everybody in this room by the things that you said today, so thank you for that. You're very welcome. The Crown Automotive Group is truly honored to accept this recognition today to be here. And it really is a celebration. When you hear the numbers and the accomplishments that have been stated so far in this program, it makes you really realize that we have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to celebrate. So we're so happy to be here. I thankfully accept this award on behalf of our team members and our Pinellas County operations. In fact, a number of them are up here, as you can see today. I'm very proud of each one of these people. They're fantastic and important part of our business. I want to especially recognize today 3 people that are part of the VR Placement Works program. And so Doug Green was mentioned. Doug has been in our collision center operations and also an inventory wash tech, and he's been done a great job for us. Next, Lewis. Doug? Next, Lewis Murray. Lewis Murray has a big responsibility. He takes care of all of our Mercedes-Benz inventory, a lot of vehicles, and he's done a fantastic job with that. Lewis? And last but not least, Amy D'Amato. Amy is our business development receptionist. She is the first person you talk to when you call Crown, and so quite an important position, and Amy's just wonderful to have on our team. Doug, Amy, and Lewis are outstanding examples of the quality of person that we benefit from by working with VR and Placement Works. The VR Placement Works program helps employers and it helps these individuals. It's a true win-win. As an employer, the quality that we look for above anything else in a person is resilience. Resilience is so important. Nothing is easy in work, in the workplace, or in life, is it? The desire and the will to overcome obstacles is the difference between success and the level of success that someone attains. Placement Works does a superb job in preparing these individuals who have shown that kind of determination, that kind of resilience. These are people we want on our team. Placement Works also closely with our management to be sure things go smoothly. They help us if there are any issues that need to be resolved, and they've just been fantastic to work with. I want to thank the Placement Works people here today, Christy, Mona, Steve, Alicia, and Carrie. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. At Crown, our slogan is the better way. Hopefully you've heard that somewhere on the TV or radio, newspaper, but whether it's a better way to sell a car or service, we always try to do things in a better way. And I can't think of a better example of a better way than working with VR and Placement Works. I'm going to end today with an African proverb that I think is very fitting, and that is that if you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. At Crown, we want to go far, and we want to go together. And so we're just honored, and we're looking forward so much to continuing our partnership with Vocational Rehabilitation and Placement Works. Thank you very much, and God bless.
I'd like to invite Douglas or Amy, if you'd like to share your stories, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, why don't you guys step up? John Howell has your awards, and appreciate you all being here very, very much. Thank you. Our next outstanding employer is Dunbar Armored. Dunbar Armored has a history of hiring people with disabilities and being open to searching for the best job position for each person. Their managers are open to suggestions from job coaches who explain how their customers best learn what is expected of them on the job. Two VR customers, Jacob and Mark, are happily employed and looking forward to the opportunity to grow and excel with such an excellent company. Here today are Fook Han and VR customer Mark Stewart.
First of all, I just want to say what an honor to be here, and thank you, Mona. Mark Stewart was our first hire through Placement Work. Since he was hired, he has been an outstanding employer to us. He's very committed to Dunbar. He always shows up on time and always the last one to leave the vault if needed. The co-worker at Dunbar really enjoyed working with Mark, especially his humor. We are very happy that Mark is part of our team. We see that Mark will have a long career with Dunbar. In a time when it's hard to find good employees, our partnership with Placement Work has benefited Dunbar with reliable and productive employees. Mark here is just one example. Thank you for the recognition and award again. Thank you.
Sir, thanks very much. This is a short speech, but I just want to start off by saying vocational rehabilitation has been very helpful to me. I first must thank Jessica Griswold. Is Jessica here today? Or let's see, that's my VR counselor, and for helping me get started with on my testing and for connecting me with Placement Works, because Placement Works is excellent for anyone who is on the job hunt. Great, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Our fourth honoree goes the extra mile for its employees with disabilities, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. Since the fall of 2014, All Children's Hospital began working with the Project Search program. Administrators have been phenomenal to work with. They are always enthusiastic about the program and patient, caring, and understanding with each of our interns and their disabilities. The interns get to try a variety of jobs at the hospital. During the year in Project Search, they also get to see which career path would be the best for them. The hospital has employed 6 Project Search interns since the program first started and are open to hiring others as job openings become available. Accepting the award for All Children's Hospital are Vice President of Human Resources, Marcos De Leon, Director of PT and OT, Maggie Riley, Director of Speech and Hearing, Teresa Montaneri, Coordinator of Transition Services for Pinellas County Schools, Pamela Bostwick. And our VR customer, Elijah Shannon.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you. I wanted to have Elijah right here next to me, first of all, because he's also celebrating a recent one-year anniversary. And I wanted you to get a good look at this smile. This is a great smile. Elijah, if you happen to come through the hospital, which as many of you may know, coming through a hospital or walking through isn't always the happiest place to be at times for many people. But when you see Elijah, you're going to see that smile on a regular basis, and we're proud to have him as part of our team. On behalf of the 3,200 employees at Johns Hopkins All Children's, we're honored to be here. And I will tell you, as a leader of human resources, you may understand that in what we do, we recruit throughout the country and internationally, in fact, but this is business as usual for us. So we look forward to the opportunity where our recruiting relationships are spread across, whether it be vocational rehab or it be a consultant who's helping us find a cardiothoracic surgeon. So thank you very much, and have a good day.
I'm just so happy to be here today to honor All Children's Hospital because they did a lot for me. I was an intern at first. I was going through the interns, and then when I graduated, they hired me. So I just thank them for hiring me, and I just thank God for my work. You know, you do great work, you get rewarded for your work. So I just thank God for them.
That's right. Our final outstanding employer, Cecino's Formal Wear and Cleaners. Since 1916, Ron and Greg Cecino have been a staple in the St. Petersburg area. Along with Karen, their executive director, they've had a passion for supporting individuals with disabilities. Cecino's went out of their way to match positions that would fully suit the abilities of the customers applying for these jobs. Management made sure each person had the needed amount of time to train, and to ensure continued success of their employees who are hearing impaired, Cecino's implemented several accommodations, including using interpreters and writing notes with a pen and paper or texting. Joining us today are Greg Cecino and VR customer Marlene Harris.
Thank you very much. Marlene's been a real pleasure to work with, one of several that work for us right now. It's been just a fantastic experience working with disabilities. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with this organization. Our experience has been nothing short of excellent. As you can tell, I'm nervous up here. I don't speak a lot in public. The opportunity to employ, train, and work with these fine individuals has been a wonderful experience. They have a great commitment to learn new jobs, demonstrate that they're able, not disabled. It's been a big, big eye-opening for everybody. No task is too difficult for these fine ladies and gentlemen that have been part of our organization. And on behalf of Casinos, I'd like to thank DEAC and everybody the opportunity to work with this community. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marlene. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Now, you may not realize it, but there are a number of people working behind the scenes helping VR customers get these jobs. Would all of our VR counselors and job coaches, employment specialists, please stand and be recognized for your hard work and devotion to helping people with disabilities. Please stand. We certainly appreciate what you do. We also want to thank Christine Owie, our photo booth sponsor, for the fun photo that she provided this morning. Thank you, Christine. And we are pleased to see so many excellent employers committed to hiring and retaining people who have disabilities here with us today. If you are a business owner and want to learn more about hiring people who have disabilities, please speak with one of our representatives from Vocational Rehabilitation. October is when we highlight employment opportunities for people with disabilities. VR thanks all of our employees who are here today who make it possible to help us, people with disabilities, find that elusive job. Return on investment is what people with disabilities provide. Helping people with disabilities go to work not only helps them, but also our economy, keeping us at work. We want to thank everyone for joining us today and celebrating our outstanding employers. We want to thank all of our dignitaries for being here, and we want to thank our sponsor, Hilton St. Petersburg Bayfront, for allowing us to use their beautiful ballroom and providing the all-important coffee and refreshments. And we also want to thank the Planning Committee, and if you are a member of the Planning Committee, please stand up and be recognized. And now to wrap things up, we have a few door prizes to give away. We have a VR portfolio and 2 VR insulated grocery bags. Thank you all very much.
And you thought you were finished with names.
Oh, gee. Oh, boy. Okay, I have a couple more names to read. Here we go. John likes to give me pop quizzes. Lee Harding.
All right.
Very good. Okay. All right. Okay. Vanessa Pinksky. Okay.
Something. Andrew White.
There you go. Sorry, I'm getting old. I can't read that well. Andrew White. That's it?
All right. Yes.
Thank you, Andrew.
There you go. Take all these out of there. You don't want a bunch of names in there, right? All right. Very good. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all for making this a wonderful morning. Thank you for being such great employers.